Visa. Today I wanted to talk about an idea that might be a little subtle, so please give me a few minutes to develop it. The title is Quit Chasing the Light. So the idea started when I talked to somebody who mentioned that she had been to a retreat, had prepared a question, but when the teacher came to the podium, she immediately answered her question even though she hadn't even asked it. So then when the time for the question and answer session came about, she was asked to come on the podium, and she had to admit that her question had already been answered by the speech. So she had absolutely nothing to say. So the woman said to her, "Well, why don't you just sit with me then?" So she took her arm or took her hand, and they just sat there for a moment. And she said this was just the most surreal experience she ever had. Tears were streaming down her face. She just felt what she had always been looking for at that moment. And then she said, since then she has been on a quest to repeat that moment and perhaps always be in that moment. That was her search for enlightenment. So she has signed up for many other seminars, but never has really been able to replicate that. And I said to her, or rather asked her, whether at that moment, when she sat with that enlightened woman and when she felt the peace, whether then too she had that thought on her mind that she always wants to feel just like that moment. And of course she said no, because she was way too busy to be in the moment. She wasn't thinking about the future at all. She just enjoyed being in the moment. And I think that's really the idea. Quit chasing the light, because either the light is with you here now, or there's something that interferes it, that stands in the way. Rumi once said, seek not love, but seek the interference. That's really the idea. Or Ramana Maharshi, who once joked that there was a guy who wanted to bury his shadow, and he dug and he dug and he filled it up again with soil, and initially it looked like he was succeeding, but then when he had filled it up, the shadow was still there. So the only way to deal with the shadow is to face the light and just forget that there might be a shadow behind us. So where does it leave us? You don't really need to change anything. If you are a seeker, if you feel there's something wrong, keep doing what you're doing. Keep trying to find the positive energies that really help you or lift you to that state that you feel you deserve. And if you feel like you're working on something, letting go, then also keep doing that. But what you can do is just observe the game that our mind is playing when we are thinking about enlightenment, when we are signing up for the next seminar to listen to that enlightened speakers who might tell us what enlightenment is all about. Sure, from time to time that's a good idea, very much like that woman experienced. When we go to those enlightened people, what we really enjoy besides their talk is their vibration. They lift us to a higher level, but at the end of the day we do have to find that higher vibration. We have to find it within us. So there's nothing wrong with spiritual living per se, but there is something very wrong about the quest for enlightenment, because the glimpses of light, they happen all the time. We don't need to look for them, we just need to enjoy them. So sorry if that all sounds a little convoluted, but I do think it is a really important insight. Just quit seeking the light. Point. The moment is always blessed, whether you are enjoying the light or whether you feel there is something wrong with the moment. This moment is here for a very reason, and it sets you up for the next meeting, the next joining with light. So that's all from me. Wishing you a good day. Until next time.